Suicide Squad number 13, written by Adam Glass, art by Cliff Richards. Last issue we left off with the squad being surrounded by their own, well, I say the squad, Harley and Deadshot being surrounded by their own squad, who apparently were sleeper agents for Basilisk, but then also Black Spider was just in it genuinely. And also Black Spider seemingly has kidnapped Amanda Waller's family. So, this issue picks up, and basically Black Spider's just flaunting it, like, yeah, I did it, I got you, Deadshot, ha ha ha, and Deadshot just shoots him in the head, and he later reasons, like, yeah, because of the way he stood, I figured out that it wasn't actually Black Spider. That's the only reason he didn't dodge it. So, they're running away, and they're just trying to figure out, like, alright, look, their real objective was probably Amanda Waller. They just wanted her distracted. All of this was a decoy. So, hope she's doing okay, I guess. Not really. So we cut over to Waller, and it's her grandmother who's been captured. Apparently the one who raised her. And Black Spider's got her held hostage, and Waller's like, Black Spider, you were the one? You were the secret person? It's just like, yeah, sure. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and kill your grandmother unless you unless you follow my demands or whatever like that. But then the grandmother apparently is not helpless in her own right. She tases Black Spider when he's not looking, and Amanda fires off a few shots. None of them connect because this one actually is the real Black Spider. And the grandmother immediately asks for a gun so that she can defend herself. Waller hands her one. But before they can make an escape, there's a tripwire, knocks over Amanda and the grandmother before they can get to the safe room, and Black Spider picks up the gun that Waller gave to her grandmother, puts it to Waller's head, and just like, oh, this is purely business, nothing personal. Pulls the trigger. It was empty. There was no gun, or there were no bullets. To which Waller's like, ha, if you knew anything about guns, you'd know by the weight it wasn't loaded. And she's about to fire off a shot on Black Spider before more Basilisk soldiers break in. And so they make it into the safe room as the grandmother's like, you gave me an empty gun? What the hell is wrong with you? So back at the Basilisk compound, Suicide Squad is running their way down the stairs, and they're blocked by the sleeper agents who are all standing there. They're like apparently trying to fight it, but they're, still programmed. So Harley or Harleen, who may be one and the same in a throwaway line here, reasons like, okay, the only way we're going to beat him is to snap him out of it. So she sprays King Shark with a fire hose, which knocks him out of it. Deadshot then picks up a sword and cuts off Iceberg's hand, which still has ice powers in it, enough that he throws at El Diablo, and the cold is enough to snap him out of it. So just to recap, water, cold, and losing your hand. One of these things is a little bit extreme. And Iceberg himself was like, why am I missing a hand? And he's like, long story, you were hypnotized, had to snap you out of it. Anyway, we gotta kill Regulus. And it's like, why? He clearly, it doesn't matter. If they were just after Amanda Waller, that's on her. It's like, yeah, well, that's our job. That's why we're here. So at that point, Boomerang shows up, and he's like, hey, remember how I double-crossed you? Now it's a triple cross. I'm back on your side, and I got this whole army of metahumans here who also don't like being locked up and tortured by Basilisk. So let's start fighting. So we cut back over to Waller and her grandmother having a heart-to-heart. Basically, the grandmother's like, hey, look, I know you hate me because way back when you were young, I held you at gunpoint and kicked you out of my house. But the reason I did that, you gotta understand, is because I didn't want you to spend the rest of your life here. You gotta get out, and you did amazing things. You became someone so incredible, and I am so very proud of you. So at that point, Grandma's marked for death. Black Spider breaks down the wall to the safe room. It comes down on the grandmother, and they get into a little fist fight, Waller and Black Spider. And Waller manages to get the upper hand just because Black Spider insists on wearing those goggles that he wears, which apparently allows for a blind spot that Amanda's able to attack him through via one of her heels, just jabs it through his eye. So Black Spider's dead, and she's taken out the rest of the Basilisk goons. Back with the Suicide Squad, the whole gang versus the entire Basilisk army, and Regulus steps up and just like, well, hey, by the way, I've also made a sleeper agent out of Harley. Harley, kill Deadshot, and starts firing off shots at Deadshot. He's moving out of the way of a couple, but then Regulus gets him in a headlock and says, like, all right, Harley, finish him off and then kill yourself. But Deadshot takes the initiative, shoots himself through his chest so that it can hit Regulus behind him, and that's enough to snap Harley out of it. And so we see everyone in the Waller house is dead except for Amanda herself. The Basilisk army is defeated, and Deadshot is seemingly dead as well. They just wrapped everything up. Nice, sweet, and with a bow. It's good. It's a solid issue. I don't think I really have anything to complain about that much, save for... I don't think we ever got a clear reason as to why Black Spider is working with Basilisk. Like, he's saying it's just business, so presumably he was just paid to do this. But from the way they've set him up in all the previous issues, it seems that he is, like, really devoted to his thing of being a vigilante, but, like, the murdering kind. So, I don't know. That's the only part I really have a qualm with. Everything else is fine. It's not amazing. The whole Amanda, like, here's why Waller is why she is, because her grandmother kicked her out, and it's like, you've introduced, given the backstory to, and murdered this character all in one issue. It's hard for me to care that much. So, yeah, it just felt a bit light, I guess, is the biggest thing. It's very heavy tones, very big things happening, but it didn't feel like any of it had actual stakes. Like, even now, oh, Deadshot's dead. Is he really? Is he really? So, yeah, I give it a 6. It's fine. It's not great. It just felt like there were no stakes to anything, from the sleeper agents to Amanda's grandmother. It was just kind of like, yeah, I guess that's the thing now.